What's up guys, David Maus Jr. here from Maus Nissan here in Newport Richey, Florida. And this car right here is not a 2020 Maxima. This isn't even a 2020 Altima. This is the brand new, redesigned 2020 Nissan Sentra. And I'm excited. We're gonna do a walk around on this vehicle today so you can get a closer look before scheduling your appointment. Now let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start at the front end of the vehicle. The front of this vehicle is absolutely beautiful. The lines are outstanding, and the safety features are really, really cool. I'm gonna pop the hood and show you a few things underneath the hood, but we're not gonna spend too much time under here because I really wanna get you inside the vehicle so you can really see all the great features that are inside this vehicle. So check this out. All right, so underneath the hood of this vehicle are where most of the safety features are packed in. There's a lot of the traditional safety features that most people might not know anything about. There's anti-lock brake systems. And if you don't know what anti-lock braking systems are, try to drive a vehicle from the early 2000s, late 90s that don't have that. What happens, and a lot of us may not even understand what it's like to drive a vehicle without anti-lock braking systems. But when you go to slam on your brakes, let's say you're in an emergency stopping situation, and you go to slam on your brakes pre-anti-lock braking systems, your brakes would all just crash in and lock up, and you would lose control of your vehicle. A lot of accidents happen that way, unfortunately, and you lose a lot of the control of your vehicle. Now that there's anti-lock braking systems, what it does is it pulsates the brakes really, really fast, and it keeps them from locking up so you maintain control in emergency stopping situations. There's a lot of other great safety features that are packed underneath and inside this vehicle, and if you want more information on that, schedule an appointment with us and let us go under a deep dive with you. But so many of the safety features you won't even realize are happening in this vehicle when you're driving it because they happen for you without you even having to know what's happening. So I'm gonna drop this hood and go over a couple more things on the front end. All right, so as we're on the front end of the vehicle, I wanna show you some things that I think are pretty cool. There's a lot of amazing safety features. There's a lot of really crazy technology going on in the front end with the sensors and the cameras and the sonars that this car has. And if you wanna learn more, just visit our website and click on the Sentra. But for the sake of time, for this video, I want to show you some things that I think are cool. Like when I'm driving down the road and there's a dump truck and there's rocks falling off of it, I'm panicked because I don't want my windshield to completely shatter in front of me. I don't want my headlights to completely burst. I don't want the front end of my car to get completely damaged. But some things that I like are the front end of this bumper. A lot of the areas that rocks would end up hitting are actually made of a really cool composite plastic, which is nice because if a rock was to hit that, I'm not gonna have to get it repainted. The front end of this headlamp is actually made out of a similar material that football helmets are made out of, not glass. You would assume it's glass, but it's not, which is cool because if a rock is to hit that, it's just gonna bounce off and hit the car behind you. God forbid that happen. And then if you look at the windshield, it's dual pane, very similar to hurricane-proof glass. So if a rock is to jump up and hit you in the windshield here, it's not going to completely shatter, spiderweb, and just implode on you. It may crack, and it may bounce that rock back once again on the car behind you. But it's gonna keep you and your family safe, which I think is extremely important. And with all the road conditions here in Florida, I think those are some really important things for us to talk about. Now let's look at this wheel and talk about TPMS. You ever know what TPMS is? It's not PMS, this is TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system, on all the wheels of this car. And what it does is it lets you know if your tire pressure is overinflated or underinflated, which is extremely important when the temperatures are fluctuating up and down like they do here in Florida very often. A really cool feature of Maus Care, which is exclusive to the Maus family automotive dealerships, is on every one of our tires we put nitrogen in those tires instead of oxygen, which is the traditional air. Nitrogen molecules are much larger than oxygen, so oxygen can seep out. You ever notice why your footballs or your basketballs in your garage are always flat when you go to play with them? The never flat ones use nitrogen and they're always filled with air. Very similar to what your tires are gonna be. Now let's take a look on the inside passenger side of this vehicle.
Got it.
Was that good? Yeah. All right, cool. So now let's take a look on the side here. Oh my gosh, I think I just broke the mirror. Nah, I'm just kidding. Cool thing is, these vehicles are equipped with breakaway mirrors, so if you're ever in a tight parking spot and you need to get by, you can actually lightly move that mirror to the side, slip on by there, and just put it back, and it's nice and firm. Very cool, right? Now, when we open the sides, I want to show you one thing that I think is really cool. It's the simple things to me. See, the outside of this window frame is black, right? Very cool. When you roll the windows up, we tint all of our vehicles here, so it has that really stealthy effect. One thing that I notice on some vehicles are in between the door windowsill, right? When you open that up, what I think is awesome, wow, you open that up and it's painted. See, this is something simple. but it's painted. But when you close it, once again, when you close these doors, it has that whole black effect. What Nissan has done is they've added a nice seal right in here. Not only does that keep a lot of the bugs, dirt, debris, water, everything out of your vehicle, the wind noise out of your vehicle, but it also gives it that really cool look. And if you pull it right in here, on your actual door, you've got a seal that wraps around the entire door frame. You have that same seal on the inside. Once again, kind of creating some type of a vacuum seal effect like your refrigerator, so it keeps the cool air and the healthy air inside your vehicle, and it keeps the outside air and the hot air outside your vehicle. Pretty cool stuff. It's the simple things that I think are important. Now I'm gonna jump in here real quick and talk about room, right? I haven't adjusted these seats at all, but these seats go back. I'm 6'1", to where I have plenty of room. I haven't adjusted the back seat here either. So if I was to go on a road trip, I'm 6'1", I don't need a foot in front of me. So if I was to move this seat forward to where my knees don't touch, but I still have inches in front of me, I think that's kind of nice. Comfortable, I got plenty of headroom, got this thing touching me, but you know what, let's do this. Let me move my back just a little bit. I'm comfortable. This is where I would probably sit if we were going on a road trip. I love the air condition, where they put them and how functional they are, where the air comes out and you can shoot it right in your face. Kind of the same thing as very highline cars. You can literally adjust all the AC. You can put it wherever you want. You can turn them off really easily too. Super nice in here. And I love the dash. I love how they gave it that highline luxury feel. This is a Sentra. This car starts at $19,090. And this is the SV model with a lot of upgrades, but this car here, equipped the way it is under $26,000. I think that's pretty incredible. So now, I wanna show you something kinda neat. That's where I would have my seat as a 6'1" person in a Nissan Sentra. And I think a lot of people say, oh, the Sentra is a little too small for me and my family. I have not sat in the back seat of this car with the seat like that, but let's just check it out and see. It may be a little too small, we'll find out. So when I jump in here, once again, 6'1", and I'm comfortable. You would think the seat is smashing me in the back. You'd think the seat is smashing me in my knees, but it's not. And another really cool thing, there's a lot of manufacturers that put plastic on the back of the seats. If my knees were smashed into the back of the seat, there's cushion, and it's actually nice and comfortable. One thing I like is that they actually contour these seats to where your butt actually sits deeper into the seat so you can get comfortable, and it kind of gives you that sporty feel, which I think is pretty awesome and pretty important. So I'm gonna pop open this door. Oh, I can't, because I put my child safety lock on, which is another great feature. And it's also pretty cool. If you don't have kids, you can play cops and robbers with your wife or your spouse, which is kind of a fun game. But you can keep the back doors from opening from inside the vehicle. So if you have passengers in the back or kids in the back, you don't want them messing around and opening the door while you're going, you can put those on really easily. There's a little switch right here. Down is lock, up is unlock. So now I can get in and out really, really easily. And another really cool feature is that they added a couple extra, they just changed the way the windows are, so you really don't have any blind spots on this vehicle. Pretty cool, right? Cool, let's go. All right, so I went ahead and popped open the gas door, which you have to open from the inside, which is a nice thing. It's a safety feature. It keeps people from having the ability to just open up your gas door and siphon out your gas. But one thing to notice is the gas door is actually on the passenger side of this vehicle. Some vehicles it's on the driver's side, some vehicles on the passenger side. A quick way to tell if you trade in a vehicle that you may have your gas doors on the opposite side, and when you pull up to the gas station you want to look silly, is on your instrument panel where your gas gauges are, there's usually a little arrow pointing left or right letting you know which side of your car the gas door is on. So now that I've opened this up, one thing that's kind of cool, a lot of people may have questions, hey, my check engine light came on. First thing to check is pop open your gas door and just make sure you hear a click when you are closing your gas cap. Hear that click? I'm sure you can hear that. That means, and it even says it right here, tighten until one click or your check engine light may turn on. So just a little tip, some people didn't know that, some people didn't, never knew that, and now they do. So it's a pretty cool thing. Now it's shut and it's safe. Let's pop open here and take a look at the trunk. So when I open this, what the cool thing is right underneath the Nissan emblem, there's this little rubber. I pop that open, it opens up my trunk. Really cool thing about this car, once again, this is a Sentra, this isn't a Maxima or an Altima, so a lot of people look at the Sentra and say, not enough room, not enough trunk space. I guarantee you there's enough trunk space. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get into the trunk and show you that there's enough trunk space here. But one thing that I noticed, once again, because I'm a little bit taller, is the head space. is when you're going to throw your groceries in or out, a lot of the trunks on these smaller vehicles don't open all the way up, and you kind of hit your head or it gets into the way. This opens up nice and wide, so you have a lot of room here where you can throw your groceries in, you can throw your luggage in. And another really cool thing is your trunk, where your trunk lid slaps down and connects, the actual latches is actually put deep inside here so your bags won't get caught on it. And I think that's important because I've had an experience where one of those was sticking out and a bag of horse feed actually ripped and went all over the back of the car and the floor, and that was not very cool. Now I promised you I was gonna get in the back of this trunk, so I'm going to do that, all right? And let's just see how much room there is in here. It's actually pretty comfortable. There's a lot of room in here. What? And there's an emergency latch. So if anyone ever tries to kidnap you, you can get out of the trunk and escape and call the police. All right, go. All right, so I just want to go over the back seat of this vehicle. Not only does it look absolutely beautiful, like a luxury vehicle, but there's a lot of really neat features that make this car extremely convenient for a family or anybody really. For one, like I told you, the seats contour, so when you're sitting in these seats, they hold you and it's really, really comfortable. There's also the child latch system, so if you do have a car seat, you can connect them right here, keep your child safe. But if you don't have children, you just want to get comfortable. Nice fold down armrest with 2 cup holders here. You also have 2 cup holders, one in this door and one in this door. So you've got plenty of room for water bottles and cup holders and all those fun things. Now, one of the most common complaints or objections on buying a sedan is, what happens if I need to get some lumber? What happens if I need to get something big? What happens if I need to bring my surfboard to the beach? Well, right here, there's a little latch. I'm gonna show you something kind of neat. All right. Hey, I didn't see you there. So this car actually has a 60-40 split. So you can actually fold down just this seat, still fit 4 passengers, and put all your surfboards, all your wood, or anything else that you need right through here. And it's actually a really cool feature a lot of people don't know anything about, but now you do. So now I'm sitting here in the captain's seat of the 2020 Sentra, and there are so many features to go over right here. And once again, for the sake of time on this video, I don't want to go over every little thing, but there are so many amazing features on this vehicle, and it's truly an experience that you need to experience for yourself. So I would encourage you, if you're local here in Florida, schedule an appointment with us at mausnissan.com. That's MAUS Nissan.com. If you're not local, we can deliver anywhere in the country. But if you don't want to do that and you want to schedule an appointment to where you can go and drive a vehicle somewhere else, I encourage you, find the closest Nissan dealership and go enjoy. Experience the 2020 Nissan for yourself. God bless you and have a great day.